Welcome back to another episode of Door Kickers 2 Task Force North, where we've been using realistic military tactics and CQB doctrine to play this game, Door Kickers 2 Task Force North. And before we get started today, I'd like to invite you guys, if you have been around the channel for a little bit, to become a member of it. There's a lot of perks associated with becoming a member. You get access to a private Discord channel, and at the highest level, you even get a discount on all of my merchandise. And speaking of merchandise, there's two products I think that you guys would enjoy if you like this channel. One is the Controlled Pair patch. You can throw it on your kit, you can take it to the range, you can sport it on your bag, and it is brand new, fresh on the merch shelf right now. There's only a limited quantity of them. Don't know how long they're going to last, but I hope you guys do enjoy them. And second, we've got a custom poster that is available on the website. It's a great value. It's a high quality print. It looks freaking badass. I commissioned the artwork myself, and I'm really happy with the way that the artist put this thing together. It shows two assaulters coming into a corner-fed room behind an explosive breach, and it's pretty sweet. Really happy with the way that one came out. If you are new here, well, on this channel, we're all about tactical games and combat simulations. This game, Door Kickers 2, is a top-down active pause CQB simulator where you can plan out and then pause in real time the actions of each one of your assaulters, like you're about to see right now. We try to use realistic tactics while we play. Doesn't always mean that we are true to the book, but we do use different instances throughout the game to talk about what could be done in real life or what might be done, and some good tactics, techniques, and procedures to help you evaluate different situations that might make you more proficient should you ever encounter situations like this in real life, or if you are simply an enthusiast that likes this sort of discussion. In today's mission, we're playing a level called the Penthouse Raid. This occurs in Isfahan, Iran. It's created by a Steam user named Minky. So thanks for the custom map, man. This thing is truly incredible. I'm loving what I see in the design so far. It takes place in Iran, like I stated. The date is September 19th, 2016. We are 4 CIA operatives, and there are civilians and heavy weapons on the target. We have 1 sniper in support of this mission. The brief says, you're leading a team of 4 CIA operators on a penthouse raid in the center of the city of Isfahan. Local weapon dealers are meeting with Sahila Ullah, a high-ranking member of the local AQ cell. Your goal is to infiltrate the penthouse, secure any weapons, and capture Ullah. He has intel that could lead to major developments in our fight against terror. This op must be executed quickly. This is under the table, and you won't have any longer than 5 minutes on site. We cannot have the Iranian government know we are operating within their borders. Best of luck, gentlemen. Let's get this done quick and clean. Okay, so pretty tough mission here. We've been forced to kind of spawn outside of the objective area over here. We've got 4 assaulters. I'm going to go ahead and remove them. I know I'm probably going to go assaulter pure. So yeah, let's go drummer.
Okay. Roger.
Philly, bacon.
Okay. Okay.
And peanut. As we take a look at the map, before we ever commit to a plan, we want to gather as much intelligence on the target as we can, given the amount of time that we have. We've got our mission lowdown from the beginning, and we're already able to see into like this deep corner room over here because this red laser over here indicates that we have a sniper in support of our operation. If we look in this room, I've got our HVI right here, so this is our target. He's talking with a civilian female. He's got private security next to him. He's got a foreign advisor next to him. Another foreign advisor over here. Looks like another grunt insurgent here talking to a final female. These females aren't necessarily non-combatants simply because of their gender. They're clearly communicating with some pretty questionable folks, and they could beware and vest, or they could just as easily move to and secure a weapon and fight back. If we start to look around the rest of the compound, see a long gun right here, 3 AK mags. Shoes that have been kind of discarded, which means, someone may be lounging in here. A couple of people could be lounging in here. This definitely does look like the master bedroom, and we've got that big glass opening, so we will be able to at least, have the opportunity to engage in here with the sniper should we see the need to do that. If we look in this structure, we've got a bathroom. Interestingly, that bathroom is locked, which to me means it's occupied. Typically, a bathroom is only going to be locked if it is occupied, so I'm going to say there's at least one in there. I see 2 more AK mags here, another long gun right here, and a bunch of heavy weapon systems right here. There's guns all over the place. There's some documents, but just a ton of heavy weapons. The theme continues with heavy weapons. Looks like ammo crates here, a 240 or another 7.62 medium machine gun equivalent there and there. Like 249 or equivalent there. Explosives or something on the ground. Another heavy weapon crates over here. Overall, just like a very, very dangerous enemy signature. But there are civilians potentially in here. Like, they are calling these women civilians, even though we know it's possible that they could still represent a threat. So with that in mind, I think what we'll do, if I look at these guys, I've got Mark 18 Ranger vest with side and front plates, bangers and frags, kind of same look there. We might already be set up. Dynamic hammer, frags, stingers. I think I'm going to come over here and go with more bangs. Yeah, and I'll keep those stingers just in case. So we got bangs and... Okay, that's good. So when I'm setting this kit up, I'm choosing the Mark 18s across the board. I mean, it's just a short M4. Mark 18 by Daniel Defense is just a 10.5-inch 5.56 M4 carbine. It's a short gun. It's going to be good in this environment. When we look at what we've got on here, we've got a holographic sight. Looks like an EOTech. We've got sauceball ammunition to do some damage. Our secondary weapon across the board is going to be the Glock 22. I used to carry the 19 a lot because I like the 9. I just like the 19. It's what I carry every day. But the Glock 22 is a 40 Smith & Wesson, so you get a little bit more stopping power. So it's a good option given this environment. Extended Ranger vest. I could go just front and back plates, which would give me level 4. But then I'm sacrificing the side plates. So it's kind of a balance, to be honest with you guys, because the level 4 plates are going to stop, higher velocity rifle rounds, but they don't give me any protection on the sides. But I do get mobility in exchange for them. So kind of a challenge, but I am going to roll with the Extended Ranger vest. This is a tight CQB environment. It's going to get pretty hairy pretty fast. I like the spy camera, so I can at least build SA by getting that spy camera under the door right here, taking a peek into this room. Now let's talk about our overall method of clearance. So this is a abduction operation. That doesn't mean that we have to go storming in and do what we would call dynamic entry. Dynamic entry is kind of what you see in the movies. It's blowing a hole in the door, and then it's rapidly dominating the space by getting as many barrels into the fight as possible, as fast as you can. And there's something to be said for that. And certainly once you commit through the fatal funnel, you should get as many guns in the fight as you can. But the decision to commit through the fatal funnel should be a deliberate one and not one that you just default to because, that's what they do in the movies. Because pouring through a fatal funnel with your entire team could get that entire team killed if I have someone in the prone underneath this pool table with a PK oriented at that door. So we got to make informed decisions about how we're going to do this. So we are going to use kind of a deliberate clearance, a combat clearance, to fight from thresholds where appropriate and then commit only once we believe we've mitigated risk to such an extent that it is possible to do so. We're going to maintain surprise for as long as possible. We talk a lot about the fundamentals of close quarters battle on this channel: speed, surprise, and violence of action. So we still right now have the element of surprise. We will likely lose it as soon as we come in here. Once we lose it, we're going to have to crank up the speed and the violence of action. So we will have to increase the haste at which we move and then focus on eliminating threats the moment that we identify them. And we'll also have to crank up the violence of action by employing handhelds, employing explosive breaches, diversionary devices, and just moving with audacity that the enemy is not able to overcome. With all of that said, let's begin making this plan. So first thing that I'm going to do is move forward with Drummer and get a camera underneath this door. Because he's going to be exposed by placing that camera underneath the door, 2-man is going to come up and pull security for him. Because the 2-man is going to be pulling security for him, I'm going to have someone else come wide and pull long security down the hallway. There's no way to come up this hallway, but just as a good practice, never hurts to maintain 360-degree security. It's a good habit to be in because it does look like we came up an elevator. I'm going to maintain rear security this whole time. Remember, we only have 5 minutes per the brief to get this done. And here we go. What I didn't bring, but now wish that I did, was wall charges, folks. Wall charges super risky, and but what that would allow me to do is just kind of blow a hole in the wall here, blow a hole in the wall here, and go fighting through a new threshold, so the enemy, isn't focused on the only breach that we have access to. But the risk of that is, like, one, we know there are civilians in this place. And blowing walls could kill civilians that are seated in here. And 2, blowing stuff up indoors is really dangerous because you're in an enclosed space. Explosions create blast overpressure, and that blast overpressure can harm not just the enemy but also you. And a charge large enough to blow a hole in the wall has a net explosive weight that is big enough to create a significant amount of blast overpressure if used inside. Door Kickers doesn't acknowledge that, but we do typically, and we've talked about that in the past. Okay, so what we'll do is I'm going to go ahead and split the stack. I'm going to place a charge on the door having split the stack. And this is, when I say split the stack, I just mean step across the other side of the threshold, pull cross coverage on that fatal funnel. I didn't realize this guy was going to end up being my breacher. I should have stayed on the other side. You see where the door handle is. We'd want to put this this charge near the locking mechanism, near that door handle. But instead, I came across the other side. So slight mistake here, no big deal. We'll get it done. We're going to maintain security for our breacher while he does that. Once the breach is set, we're going to back him off. Since he's going to have to manipulate a firing device, he's not going to be first in the stack. We'll bring one more over here. We all know the number one man never throws handheld devices, or at least we try to avoid that at all costs. The reason that we avoid it is because if he is employing a handheld device, he's unable to maintain security. And security is among the most important things in any sort of fight, certainly in close quarters battle. We do have our explosive breach now tied to A, as well as each of these flashbangs tied to A. We're going to get compromised here pretty quick, and we're going to have to start dumping frags and other handhelds in here, I have a feeling, after we get compromised. Let's go ahead and make it happen.
They're here!
All right, now that we got those bangs out, we are going to move forward. We're going to continue to fight from this threshold. As we move up, my number 2 man is going to start putting devices even deeper. At this point, I'm satisfied that we've dominated this initial space, so what we're going to do is begin flowing. First thing we're going to do is clear this corner. At this point, we have been compromised, so we're going to crank up the speed and the violence of action. Here we go. We've got eyes deep here. I could start engaging guys with this sniper. My concern now is I've got civilians mixed in, and I also don't want to kill my HVI for obvious reasons. We've lost one assaulter. That sucks. He went down quick. I'm throwing frags just because of how dangerous this situation has become. All right, so I'm button hooking this corner so I can clear off the rest of this room but still maintain security on this threshold and this threshold. I'm also button hooking this corner. That's going to clear out the rest of this space, but by doing that, I'm exposing this man's flank deep. So to protect his flank, I'm moving forward with Peanut, and I'm going to be covering rear with him. I have a shot right here for the foreign advisor, and there's enough furniture and walls between me and this shot that I feel comfortable taking it, so I'm going to do that. We've lost one civilian right here because she was in the crossfire. I am moving to a position of advantage here on the double. We've taken 2 casualties. This is a bloodbath. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. Okay. I am going to frag this based off of having taken contact from this space already. We've only got 2 guys left. Alright, sniper continues to do work. We're going to pie off the rest of this from external here. Yeah, this map is really good. It's like clearly far more than what you would ever expect to be able to get cleared with 4 dudes. And I'm sure, honestly, it's possible to come through here on a first attempt and get a clean run. We've made a couple sloppy little mistakes, but it's extraordinarily well designed. I am going to put a bang here before I come around this corner. Alright, I'm going to have him hold here. Oh man, I got to switch these guys out because I don't have any handhelds left with Philly. We still haven't cleared out this room, and we are out of handhelds with Philly. So what I'm going to do is make him the primary shooter for this next engagement. We know our primary shooter is typically going to be the lead man. He'll button hook this corner. Because we've now got eyes on our high value individual, we have to maintain security on him. He could have a vest or any number of other things. Okay, good run there. We do have a little sliver of dead space here. We haven't completely cleared external either, so I'm a little bit concerned potentially about what could be behind us. Alright, from this position of cover, we'll move up to insecure man.
Hands behind your back. Primary target secured.
Sheesh, what a run. That was a phenomenally designed map, but we just got wrecked. One civilian casualty caught in the crossfire. I'm surprised we only had one, to be honest, with how many were mixed in there. 21 hostiles pacified. As always, we're going to watch this thing in real time and take a look at it. Here we go.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side, our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life.
Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, you can show your love by simply subscribing to the channel. And if you don't yet own Door Kickers somehow, you can purchase this game from my game store at nexus.gg/controlledpairsgaming, where your purchase will support my channel directly. Super thankful for each of you who choose to buy the game in that way. I'm Controlled Pairs, and I play the most immersive tactical shooters and combat sims in the world. This is Door Kickers 2 Task Force North. See you in the next one.
You and I can weather any storm.